As residents shovel and fire up their snow blowers, concerns are now shifting from snow removal to what's left behind. Lingering ice, slick surfaces, and now the challenge of getting enough salt to make icy walkways safe. Beginning February 1st, passengers who show up without a real ID or another form of acceptable identification should expect to pay a $45 fee to verify their identity before entering TSA checkpoints. And it's not too late to get your Christmas tree. Officials here at Heaven Hill Farms say they'll be selling trees up until Christmas Eve. Reporting from Sussex County for WNBC Hometown News, I'm Brianne Hailey Killeen. Since marijuana legalization in New Jersey, researchers with the National Institutes of Health report an uptick in emergency room visits linked to cannabis products, many involving accidental ingestion. Health officials stress that a double check of your Halloween candy could prevent a frightening mix-up. They remind families that a treat should never turn into a trip to the emergency room. Reporting from Hackensack for WNBC Hometown News, I'm Brianne Hailey Killeen. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office is leading the investigation with the help from local police. An autopsy is pending, and officials are searching through missing persons reports in an effort to identify the woman. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward by contacting the Essex County Prosecutor's Office tips line at 1-877-847-7432. They say all tips will remain confidential and more details will be released as the investigation continues. For now, a community is left with questions and concerns as to who this woman was and how she ended up here. Reporting from Livingston for WNBC Hometown News, I'm Brianne Hailey Killeen. While the stories and statistics may be stark, the Center for Domestic Peace reports that domestic violence leads to over $8.3 billion in costs, including medical care and declining workplace productivity, with over 8 million paid workdays lost and 21 to 60% of survivors losing their jobs from reasons stemming from abuse. Advocates say this isn't just a personal issue, it's a public health concern. As you can see here behind me, the fire has devastated much of the area, leaving behind smoldering remains that will now be part of the landscape for what could be many months, if not years. While the Chiefs and Eagles face-off has already become a nail-biter event for fans across the country, Thelma has predicted a historic feat for Super Bowl history. As stores get busier during the holidays, police say shoplifting spikes, but not always in the way people expect. Detective Matt McGuire with the Paramus Police Department says in his 15 years of working in law enforcement, he not only sees a rise in shoplifting during the holiday season, but he also sees these crimes becoming more advanced.
Pickpocketing, shoplifting, receiving stolen property. We actually are trying to target organized retail theft crews.
Organized retail theft, often called ORT, involves groups of thieves working together to steal large quantities of merchandise, sometimes from multiple stores in a single day. Investigators say the thefts often go far beyond grabbing items off the shelf. From magnets to aluminum foil-lined bags, police say perpetrators are using sophisticated equipment to get around security measures.
They're carrying paper bags that are lined with aluminum foil. Sometimes they'll have a purse. We've even seen jackets. The aluminum foil defeats the security gate as you exit the store.
Police say these groups target everything from high-end retailers to everyday businesses, clothing stores, pharmacies, grocery stores, and even small local shops.
We are seeing a lot of athletic wear being stolen right now. Mostly the high-priced items are targeted.
Police say organized retail theft doesn't just hurt businesses, it impacts everyone, and they stress that safety comes first.
If somebody does see a shoplifter, I would highly recommend not approaching anyone. I would report it to a store manager, who will then report it to the loss prevention officer, who in return will contact us and let us know.
Authorities say those caught face serious consequences, especially when thefts are tied to organized crime rings.
The disorderly person's offense is $200 or less. Fourth degree crime is $500 or less. Over $500 is a third degree.
Police are urging anyone with information about organized retail theft to report it to local law enforcement. Reporting from Paramus for WNBC Hometown News, I'm Brianne Hailey Killeen. Hunters are once again heading into the woods across North Jersey as the second and final phase of this year's black bear hunt begins this week, after 367 bears were harvested during the first segment of the season. That number puts the estimated harvest rate at just under 16% of the total bear population. Under state guidelines, if the combined harvest rate for both segments fails to reach 20%, the hunt can be extended an additional 4 days. One of the biggest questions heading into the second segment is whether the hunt will be extended beyond December 13th.
With it being as cold and a little bit snowy today, it's tough to predict, but When it's this cold, they usually hunker down. So I'm not expecting a lot of bears to come in this week, but it's tough to predict for sure.
State wildlife officials estimate that there are roughly 3,000 black bears living across North Jersey, a population they say continues to grow. Supporters of the hunt argue it plays an essential role in public safety and wildlife management, especially in communities where bear sightings are becoming more common. Opponents, meanwhile, continue to push back, calling the practice inhumane and advocating for non-lethal alternatives.
We operate like an integrated bear management program here in New Jersey. So the regulated hunt is just one aspect of that. So we're doing education, we're doing both lethal and non-lethal control measures of nuisance bears, and we're doing research as well. So all of that kind of gets integrated into an across-the-board bear management program. So it's not just the hunt, although it is, one very important part of that.
While the current segment allows hunters to only use shotguns and muzzleloaders, organizers say the multi-phase structure of the hunt is designed to give different types of hunters access throughout the season, including archers, muzzleloader hunters, and shotgun users.
It's equity for the hunters. As far as being lethal and capturing the animals, they're all just as lethal. But it just kind of gives you equal distribution because some bow hunters don't use muzzleloader or shotgun and vice versa. So it's just trying to get everybody the same amount of time to be out in the field and hunt.
Since the annual hunt resumed in 2003, thousands of black bears have been harvested statewide, making it one of New Jersey's most closely watched and debated wildlife programs. Reporting from Newton for WNBC Hometown News, I'm Brianne Hailey Killeen. Police in New Jersey are sounding the alarm after a violent confrontation in Bergen County left a woman seriously injured and a man facing charges. This apartment complex here in Little Ferry became the scene of what officers describe as a serious case of domestic violence. Police responded after being called by a nearby resident who reportedly witnessed the incident firsthand from his window. Investigators say the woman was then found in a fetal position with multiple broken ribs, a collapsed lung, and other serious injuries.
She was having trouble breathing at that time, and that's when we called the ambulance right away. We started our initial investigation, trying to figure out what was going on. Who knows what would have happened if we didn't respond when we did.
Police say this is all raising renewed concerns about domestic violence in the community, as they say they've seen an uptick throughout the region.
We do see an increase in it. It could be from anything from, a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend losing their job to excessive bills that come in. And these arguments start as a verbal dispute and they escalate into a physical dispute.
While they say there's been a noticeable increase in domestic violence cases throughout the area, authorities say many of the reports they receive, like with this case in Little Ferry, are not made by the victim or anyone involved.
There are so many victims out there that do not want to report this. Most of the time they're afraid, of course. They don't want to create problems. They have kids together. They don't want that getting out there. But problems that occur inside the home can escalate into more violence.
And with the calls they do get, officers say their main priority is to keep the victim safe and that no domestic violence call can be treated the same.
It's a very delicate situation, domestic violence, because you're going into a heated argument from both parties. And the last thing they want to see is a police officer show up at their door.
Police say the 40-year-old suspect was arrested here at the scene, remanded at Bergen County Jail, and is now facing multiple charges, including aggravated assault with injury during a domestic violence, aggravated assault by strangulation, and criminal restraint. As for the victim, authorities say she was hospitalized, but her current condition is unknown. Reporting from Little Ferry for WNBC Hometown News, I'm Brianne Hailey Killeen. Many New Jersey commuters are trading platforms for piers. A trip across the river from New Jersey to New York City could take as little as 8 minutes. And for riders trying the ferry for the first time or those rediscovering it, many are saying it's been a refreshing change of pace from the tracks.
I take the ferry in and out every day. It's really nice. The ferry's super easy to deal with. You just go, you show your pass, you get on, nobody really messes with you. You take a nice ride on the water and then you come back.
Whether it's temporary or long-term, some say a little fresh air and a quick ride beats the chaos on the rails. And for those bracing for the week ahead, they say the ferry's a nice plan B, if not a daily routine.
Super on time. If it says like 22 after, it's going to be there at 22 after, and it's going to leave so that it makes it to the next place on time. Just because it's on water, so you're not really dealing with traffic per se. So just make sure that you're there, 5 or 6 minutes early, and you should be fine.
With more than 3 decades of service, New York Waterway is no stranger to helping passengers stay afloat during disruptions. Reporting from the waterfront for WNBC Hometown News, I'm Brianne Hailey Killeen.